Okay, hey there, everyone. This is Kevin again. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into another tournament. New tournament, new day. Hopefully, we'll have better results than we did with tournament number 4. So this will be actually tournament number 5, and we're gonna go ahead and buy into it. It starts in 1 minute, and less than 1 minute now. And we'll go ahead and get set up here. And here we are at the table. And go ahead and minimize some of this stuff here. Here's the odds calculator that I mentioned in the previous video. We'll get into this a little bit, what this odds calculator is, what it means, how to use it, here in just a second while we have some downtime. Alright, so we're playing a $1.10 tournament buy-in. There's only 16 players right now. That's going to go up as the tournament progresses. I can't remember if I discussed in the last video about late registration. Carbon poker is kind of unique in the fact that people can buy back into the tournament after they've busted out for this period of late registration, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it's really kind of hard to determine what your field size is going to be at the beginning of the tournament, because people are constantly buying back into it and new players are joining. So it's hard to determine what your field size is going to be. So here we have an odds calculator. Some of you may employ this at your tables. You may use similar software. I found it quite interesting. Almost I was kind of shocked, but Carbon Poker actually has their own odds calculator, which leads me to believe that they actually encourage the use of it. And a lot of sites like PokerStars, if I remember correctly, they don't want you to use this type of software. I don't know if that's changed over the years, but it used to be that way. So basically, this software, what it's going to do is capture your hole cards. It's going to display the flop, turn, and river for you. It's going to automatically calculate your pot odds and your win percentage odds. So here we are with ace queen. We're in early position. I like to do a 4 times raise. Tends to build the pot a little bit quicker than and here we got this guy going all in. So what do? You're on the you're in early position. Let's see if we have any information about this crusher guy. Not really. We have 33 hands tracked of him, so we're going to go ahead and fold it. I don't like to do that, but we're going to do that, and it's a good thing we did. Yeah, that's real funny, buddy. Okay, so back to the odds calculator here. Win odds, your win percentage, your chances of winning the hand, what the percentage is, and the pot odds. I don't really use this too much up here. It's not, I mean, it can be useful, but it doesn't really, with the tactics that Arnold Snyder recommends, it's not really that important, so to speak. So, but I mean, you know, if you can always use it for the percentages and whatnot to get ideas to what your odds are of winning. And the most useful aspect, I think, is the pot odds calculator here. I do use this on occasion. So let's go down to the player stats. These statistics are what I use the most when I'm at the table. And we'll start at the very left here. You'll see these goofy little pictures here. So what does all this information here mean? Off to the left here, you'll see these pictures, like I was saying, and we'll have to get back to that in a minute. I just woke up with pocket kings, so probably going to raise here, and these guys are probably going to fold it down. So we get a call from Nuke It. So I'm going to go ahead and bet half the pot here. Keep up the aggression. I don't like that. Straight possibilities out there, but I'm going to stay aggressive. Hopefully he doesn't have a 3. The old pondering. So he's probably going to throw out a bet here, I'd imagine. I wish I had more in. And he is a bomb. So he bets 777. Does he have a flush? Does he just have a queen? Does he have a 3? There's a lot of the flush and the straight are what I'm really worried about here. There's too much out there really that can beat us, so I'm going to fold it down. I'm going to let him take that. I didn't like that flush card, and I did not like the 4 cards to a straight out there, so hate giving up kings, but sometimes you got to do it. So we have Nuke It here. He's a rock. This is what that symbol justifies here, is that he's a rock. And so I have 124 hands tracked on him, which I don't like using statistics unless I have at least 100 hands on an individual. And we can see some things here by this. So here's M. If anybody's read Dan Harrington's Harrington on Hold'em, he uses M as a calculation of the cost per round that it's going to cost you to, play in the tournament. As the blinds increase, you're going to go into different zones, different M zones, and everybody's in the green zone right now. I believe there's also a yellow zone, a orange zone, and a red zone after that. And you adjust your play according to Harrington as according to what your M is. So it's kind of interesting. This calculator automatically calculates that M for you. So why did I fold against this Nuke It guy here? Well, let's go ahead and take other than what I already stated. Let's take a deeper look at his statistics here. So VPIP is voluntarily put money in the pot. So he puts money into the pot, not including the blinds or antes. 22% of the time he commits money to the pot voluntarily. He's got a pre-flop raise of only 6%, so that's not very high. He's not really aggressive pre-flop. Looks like he doesn't 3-bet. He steals only where'd he go? 25% of the time. He folds to a steal 63% of the time, but his aggression factor is only 0.5. That's very low. That's a low aggression factor. And when he is aggressive, such as when he bet there on the river with all those scare cards out there, leads me to believe that he's probably got a hand. So we were probably safe in folding our kings there. So here we are on the big blind. 4 or 5. We've got a small pair. I like to keep up the aggression here. It was checked to me on the flop, and aggression pays off. We take down a small pot there. So what else can we see? Oh, he was moved. He was moved to a different table. So that's basically these statistics. You can use them. You can see now. We'll go to me here. I have 2,582 hands of mine tracked. I voluntarily put money in the pot 33% of the time. That's a little high, but you'll see that using Snyder's strategy, you will be putting money into the pot more than your average player. 13% pre-flop raise. I think that's pretty standard. I 3-bet 4% of the time. I fold to a 3-bet 67% of the time. I steal 52% of the time. Now that's Schneider's strategies pretty much revolve around if you don't have good cards and you don't have a good chip stack, a lot of chips. Basically, you have to rely on your position to obtain chips if you don't have either of those, and he advocates stealing quite a bit. I never used to like to steal. Pardon me again. I never used to like to steal that much. I kind of thought it was cheap, but then I started realizing that if you're gonna play some of the money in these faster tournaments, especially these online tournaments, you're gonna have to steal to keep your chip stack in check. So 52% of the time I steal, 73% of the time I fold to a steal. Knowing my opponent, I could probably play back more often, but you know, that's the only time I really do that is if I've got a good feel for the player or have some statistics on them that I can use to my advantage. So AF means aggression factor. Anything above 1.5 is considered to be aggressive. As you can see here, I'm at 2.3, which is, you know, it's your basic aggressive player. You can see this guy here is only 1.2. Anything between 1.0 and 1.5 is considered to be kind of neutral, not really too aggressive, not too passive. Anything below 1.0 is considered passive, a passive player. So here's a statistic that I use a lot. It's the continuation bet. 92% of the time I throw out a continuation bet. According to Snyder, it's best to keep up aggression. So if you're aggressive before the flop and it's checked around you, he recommends keeping that aggression up, throwing out that continuation bet, and you know, hopefully get your opponents to fold there. If they call or they raise you, you don't have a hand, you know, fold or pretty much fold if you know you don't have anything, if they're showing aggressive, and if you think they're not making a play at you. So 50% of the time I fold to a continuation bet. This statistic is kind of useful. I like it. It's went to showdown and money won at showdown. So 33% of the time I go to a showdown, which is, you know, is about where I should be. Anything above, I can't remember exactly, I think it's 35%. Anything above that and you're probably being going to showdowns too much. And won money, this is the percentage of time that you actually won money when you did go to a showdown. So you can see, of the 33% of the time that I've gone to showdown, I've won money 51% of that time. I think anything above 50% is considered to be, you know, fairly standard. Of course, if you could get 100%, that'd be great, but that's not going to happen in the long term. So net. Now this is all the money you've either lost or won through all the recorded sessions. Don't use this in tournament poker. Reason being is that you're not playing for cash. You know, you're playing for tournament chips. So unless you win a tournament, this is always going to be negative here, because it's you know, at the end the winner gets all the chips, and anybody else is going to be negative in that aspect. So this is kind of bogus in a tournament format. We don't need to concentrate on that. So I have a straight here. There's a flush possibility out here. I'm going to bet 120 at the pot. See if we can get some folders here. And take this little pot down. And the flush came. I don't like that card, but we're going to bet it anyways. We'll see if we get... Nah, he didn't have it. So we added some chips to our stack there. Okay, so like I mentioned in my previous video, I'm not going to record every minute of every video, as that's just would be torture, boring to watch. So I'm only going to record hands that I'm involved in, this being one of them. Snyder recommends calling in the small blind when there's in an unraised pot because of the odds that you get on your money, and he also recommends being aggressive. So I'm going to go ahead and take a stab at this pot and see if I can get some people to fold here. If I'm played back at, I will probably fold it down. I have a gut shot, straight draw, and that's really, you know, the odds of making that are not high. I've only got 4 outs, so this guy raises me. Not gonna do it, so I'm gonna go ahead and fold it down. Alright, here we are in the big blind with King 6. Gonna check. This guy bets. Don't have much, so we're just gonna fold it down. Here we are in the small blind with the King Jack offsuit. I'm just gonna call. We've got 2 other people in the pot. I flop top pair. Good kicker. Gonna go ahead and bet at it. So we got a caller, so he's probably got a king. Kind of curious as to how big his kicker is. And he folds it down, and we're back up to 2,994 chips. Now this is interesting here. Snyder recommends calling a standard raise on the button with any two cards. Here we go with King 9. We've got Nuke It, who's a rock. And the whole idea of calling with these any two cards is to just throw out a bet if it's checked around to you. And he called there, so he might actually have a hand. He's a rock, so but he's not that aggressive, so he might have something like an overpair. He might have hit his queen just now. He's thinking, and he just throws out a big bet. So we could be beat here. Most likely we are. Him being the rock type and not very aggressive, I don't think he'd throw out a bet without having something, so it's most likely a flush, I'd imagine here. So we're going to go ahead and fold that down. Lost some chips on there, unfortunately, but that's what happens. Here we are with Ace-5 in the small blind. Nobody showed strength. It's just me in the big blind. He just did show strength. Suggesting that he's got a hand. We'll fold it down. Here we are again on the button with pocket tens, and again we get a call for, we get a raise from Nuke It, so we got to be careful here. He's the rock who's not very aggressive. This guy's actually showing aggression, so most likely we're beat here with that queen out there. Have to let it go. Here we are in the small blind with Queen 6 offsuit. Now it's raised, and we're going to go ahead and fold it down. Here we are in early position. We've got about 24 big blinds left. It says raise or re-raise all in if not first in, so let's try it. Let's go all in here and see what materializes. And we take down a little pot there with that. It's better than losing a big one. So here we are with Jack Queen in the big blind. We're just going to check it here. I'm going to try to take a stab at the pot. It's not going to work. We'll see if anybody raises us and what materializes on the turn. And here we are again with the straight scare. Now I could either bet here representing a 5 having the straight, or I can check it. We don't have many chips left, so I'm just going to check it. I kind of figured somebody would take a stab at it. It's highly doubtful this guy's got a 5, but we're not going to find out. King 9 in the small blind. And with that raise is going to prompt us to fold. Alright, here we are with 3-4 suited on the button. There hasn't been a raise. We've got position. We've got a terrible flop for us, but we'll see what happens if anybody bets, which they did. And we got a call. Somebody's most likely got a hand. We're out of there. Okay, so technically here we're in late position with ace-2 suited. We only have about 16 big blinds left, or 13 actually, so this is an all-in move. And I'm going to try to take down the blinds. We might get called. And we do, we take down the blinds. Here we are in early position with ace-jack suited. It's one of the hands that Snyder recommends going all in with when you only have 15 big blinds left. And we get a call here. Hopefully he doesn't have us dominated. He does not. And it looks like, unless a king comes out, it looks like we're probably going to take down this pot. And we do. Good, so that's a double up for us. Puts us back at 3,214. A little bit more than what we started the tournament with. Let's take a look at where we are in relation to the blinds. We have 32 big blinds, so that's good. Puts us back at a competitive chip stack, and this is the strategy for a competitive chip stack. We like that. It's good to be in this range. Long is even better, but for now we can. It's better than being very short stacked, which is where we were at previously. King 7 suited in the small blind. I'm going to call. This guy's probably going to go all in. I didn't realize that. Might have given up 50 chips here for no reason. Let's see what happens. Yep, he went all in. Not going to call 1,020 with a King 7 suited, regardless of what he might have. So I'm going to fold it down there. Yeah, here we go. Late position. Got pocket kings. See what materializes. We got two. We could probably go all in here, and we've got a good enough hand. This guy might call. He's kind of short chip stack, so let's do that. Let's go all in. Fours, unless he hits a set, we're good to go. Anything can happen in poker, though, so no, good. We're good to go this time. So we got a good chip stack here, back up to 53. So now we're actually considered having a long chip stack. Pocket sixes. We're in late position. We don't have the button. Let's see here. Yes, we're going to go ahead and just call here. Call the limpers, and this guy goes all in. Now, this is kind of a tough judgment call here. We have a pocket pair. It's a low pocket pair, but he might not have a pocket pair. So, honestly, I think I'm just going to fold this here. We just added that 1,300 to our chip stack. Might have been right to call there. I don't like coin flip situations. I'd rather have an advantage, so it's quite possible he had a lower pair, but I don't want to gamble on that at that particular moment in time. So here we are in late position with an ace-4 suited. We just got a raise right to the right of us. This guy is all ins. Two players calling. I committed 300 chips to the pot, but I'm going to fold it out. We'll see what these two are going to battle with. And it's looking like, for the most part, probably a good thing that I folded out of there. Yep. He's going to double up. And that's poker. Alright, early position, 10-10. I like to put in a 4 times raise. Fairly good starting hand. Oh, jeez. Well, this Master Mason guy has been playing a little maniacal here. He's been going all in quite often. 33% of the time, so normally I wouldn't do this with pocket tens, but since he's been just going all in, I'm going to call him. As long as an 8 doesn't come out, we're good to go. Alright. Now, normally I wouldn't make that call. Somebody went all in on me like that, but a lot of action here. But since he was showing so much aggression all the time pre-flop, raising all in almost every hand, I kind of figured that might be a good idea. And up, of course, we're, oh, well, as long as this guy's got, wow. Alright, we've lost that one with pocket jacks. And we're still not in too bad of a chip position here, 57-70. He's pretty excited that he went in with his ace-10 and was successful with it. The whole reason for calling was to throw out a bet and show aggression. He raises, he calls it, somebody's got us beat, we fold it down. Wow. Big hands, people, big hands. So that the whole late position strategy that of calling a standard raise and stealing and all that kind of stuff, Snyder says to only employ it about 80% of the time, which is why I folded that 8-6 there rather than calling on the button. It's a good thing I did. He definitely wasn't going away with queens, that's for sure. Big blind, gonna check, made middle pair. We're gonna bet at it, see if we can take it down. We get a call, diamond draw. We're gonna keep up the aggression. And he goes all in. Got some straight possibilities in here. He was in the small blind, so he could really have anything. Flush possibilities out there. I've only got a jack high if that fourth diamond comes, so we're just going to fold it down. Let's see where we're at in relation to the blinds right now. 20, so we're at 38. We still have a competitive chip stack. Facing a raise with Queen 8 and small blind. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. Alright, we have ace jack offsuit in the early position. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a raise there. I got to watch out for this Sunny individual. They've been also going all in quite a bit. Calls. We didn't hit our flop. We're going to take a bet at it anyways. Try to take it down right here. And of course he goes all in now. Does he have a 7? Does he have a 10? He called our raise. It's very possible he's playing something like ace 10 maybe. Could just be making a move. It's got an aggression factor of 3.0. That's almost all my chips there. I don't want to risk it. A lot of people going all in here. Jack 2 suited on the button. Knowing this table, somebody will probably go all in and we'll have to fold. Oh no, okay. So it was a bet. If it was checked around to us, we would have thrown a bet out there and seen if we could take down the pot. But since this guy bet, don't have much information on him, I don't think, other than he's a calling station. Very well could have something here, so we're just going to fold it down. If this pot remains unopened, I'm going to go ahead and raise here in the cutoff with the 9-8. Try to take the blinds down. So we'll throw out a 600 raise there. And we took down the blinds. Jack 3 in the big blind. Take a stab. Probably get raised here. He probably doesn't believe me. I wouldn't believe me either. Let's take another stab at it. Raises us. It's a fold. Now, being aggressive in this tournament really is not working to our advantage here. Let's take a look at our chip stack in relation to the blinds. I think we've only got about 12 or 13. 11. So with pocket 8s, this is going to be an easy all-in for us. Again, with having such a short stack, raise all in. Oh, we got this guy here, don't we? I'm not going to call there. I'm not going to do the standard call on the button with having such a short chip stack. I would have went all in if that guy didn't call. Only got 16 big blinds left. Queen 3, we're still in late position, kind of. We've only got, how many players at the table? 7 players. Tough one. Is this late position or is this considered middle position? Still got a little bit of chips here, so I'm not gonna. Let's see if maybe I can pick up something a little better before we go all in with it. Jack 6 is not gonna cut it. So here we are, we just flopped top 2 pair. Somebody could have an 8-9 and make a straight. There's no flush possibilities out there, so I might try slow playing this. Which, well, I did try slow playing this. He throws out a bet. I'm going to call it. Most likely, it's not what I wanted to see, but we do have flush opportunities now. I'm not going to mess around anymore. I'm going to take over the aggression. We've got 13 outs here, 73% chance to win. We made our flush. He might have a higher one. We're late in the tournament. We're short chip stack, so we got to take a stab at it. We got to go all in. And he had a smaller flush than us. Lucky for us. So we bumped our chip stack up to 6,302, and we have ace king on the button. This is going to be an easy raise. And we have top pair. If he's got king jack, we're kind of screwed, but we keep up that aggression. He raises us. What do? Does he have 2 pair? We have ace king. We've got 9 outs. I'm going to go ahead and call. Kind of a tough spot here. He just bet really low. I'm going to call it. I think he might have 2 pair here. We'll see. Yeah, he has ace 10. That's what I figured. See? Should always go with your instinct. Always go with your instinct. Right after we built up that chip stack, we lost it all. So should have went with my gut. I thought he had me beat. He did. And now we got to fight our way back up the. Fight our way back up. So how much do we have here? 1862. We've only got 9 big blinds left. We got to get chips where we can now. I shouldn't have made that call. Hindsight is always 20/20 though. Wow, really, I'm really upset about me calling there. I did have the feeling that I was beat. It happens to me quite a bit where I feel like I'm beat. I know I'm beat. And one of the major leaks in my game, I can tell you right now, is that I call in those situations sometimes. And I should have definitely folded down that ace king. Even though we had top pair, top kicker, there was just too many other hands out there that could have beat us. I knew that, and I still called. Really recommend going with your gut instinct. Alright, so here we are in the small blind. We have less than 10 big blinds left. We have a pocket pair, and this is going to be an all-in here. We get a call from a king 6 suited. We've got a set. We're hoping that diamonds don't come out. We're good to go. So we just did a double up. Still hurting pretty bad here as far as chip wise. Let's see where we're sitting at. So 50. 17 big blinds, so we still have a very short chip stack. If nobody calls or raises here, we're going to go all in again with this king 8. According to Yep, well, we got a call, so we're not going to worry about it. We'll wait until next time. Alright, here we are in late position with the Queen 7 offsuit. Any two cards. Snyder recommends going all in when you have a chip stack of this size. So we're going to do that. And we're probably going to lose half our stack again. Yep. Yep, most definitely we are. Just so happen to have aces. Love how that works out. So now we're back down again. And we wake up with a pocket pair. And this is an easy all-in with our chip stack. Called. And we're in bad position, very bad position. Terrible position. We're out of the tournament. And there you have it, folks. That is not a tournament win. So let's analyze a little bit here what we could have done differently. Maybe not going all in with that Queen 7, even though it's suggested. Well, we would have went all in with the 6s anyways, probably, with our short chip stack, even if this guy didn't cut us in half, so when we got those 6s. But I think that ace-king hand was really the killer in this tournament, where I had top pair, top kicker, but he had two pair, aces and 10s. Like I said, I knew I had a real good feeling that I was beat, and I still called, and it's usually profitable. Hindsight's 20/20, but it's usually profitable to go with your gut instinct. If you think you're beat, probably should fold it down. So there you go. Okay, until the next time, this has been tournament number 5, and I'll see you guys next time.